What's poppin', peeps? Welcome back to episode 11 of the Peep Lounge, where today, my guest, and by the way, it's a very special guest, we got sitting at over 5,000 subscribers on YouTube and at over 14,000 listeners on Spotify. You can't see it right now, but he's also known for having the most beautiful mustache in the game today. He is the Vibe Master Sensei. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Golden EMP. When I close my eyes, I think of you. Not a cigarette smoke, clouds fill my room. How you doing, sir? How you doing, Chief? There's gonna be some sort of applause and edit, whatever. So it's just like you're just gonna get a round of applause all over the place.
I love that. If I knew you was gonna hype up the mustache, I would have shaved the beard off.
Well, because that's what I've always seen, like videos and stuff like that where you just kind of got the mustache look, whatever. So I didn't know if I was like, I really hope he has some sort of like facial hair, so at least I can he can show it off, and I don't look like an idiot when I say this. But it's just one of those things. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. But Golden, again, like I said before we went live with the recording, I appreciate you for hopping on this and be willing to be a part of this. You're definitely somebody that I enjoy in the community, and you just seem like an overall just chill and kind of laid back dude, and I can't wait to kind of pick your brain, chat BS with you, and just have a good time for the next hour and a half.
Lovely. Yeah, me too. I mean, I'll accept all the praise, you know.
Yeah.
I should have really planned ahead, like how I was going to come in, maybe a fancy outfit or something, but
you just rock up with like a nice tuxedo or something like that, show up for the occasion, but then I'd be very well underdressed because I don't have anything like that. But
I think that's the distinguishing thing, right? Like if I'd shown up super English with a tee, a monocle on, everything would have been fine.
Oh, yeah, just like the very like stereotypical British person with like the tee, maybe like a monocle, maybe a little hat. Yeah, maybe a little top hat. But Mr. EMP, I like to normally start these off by whenever I get people on these, and I just like to I like to hear your start. How did you stumble across like the Nerdcore community, and how did you get to the position that you kind of are in now, where you're kind of just known, like I said, known as like that vibe master. You perfected the art of the vibes. How did you get to this point?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you start?
As in terms of getting into Nerdcore, I think it was during COVID, or just before COVID kicked in. Mm-hmm. I stumbled across one of Rustage's, I think it was the Anime Pro Tag or the Shonen Jump Cypher, something like that.
Oh, yep.
I listened to that and I was like, oh, that's pretty sick. And then I make music. I've always been in bands and stuff. And then I love anime. And I was like, how can I merge these two? I mean, other people are doing it, so I might as well give it a go.
Yep. And
then in terms of getting to being, and I've got to correct you a little bit, not one of the vibes. I'm the vibiest guy in Nerdcore, I've got to say it.
Whoa, I have some people who might have to challenge you for that. I know some people pride themselves on being vibey, so we got to have like a vibe off.
Okay. Give us the same beat and let's see who drops the better song. No, but I think the what's the word I'm looking for? The preparation into being one of the vibiest, I would say you have to be sad. You have to be depressed.
I got that covered.
That's the groundbreaker right there. Oh, you see, you're halfway there. You're halfway there. If you're sad, you can make music. That's how I look at it.
Damn. This music is only for the sad people.
I mean, there's like two ways. You can be sad or angry.
Okay, yeah, that's very valid. That's actually very valid. But like I said, you're kind of like that vibe. That's what I know you for. There might be some people who might not know you as well as I do, because you don't drop very much music for people to listen to. No subtle implications there, or like I'm not trying to like point anything out or anything, but
I think I'm on so many other people's songs, just none of my own.
Yeah, that's actually very true. That's how I actually found out about you. what was the first song I heard? I want to say, oh, was it a song with Schwabity that I heard you with? Because you've worked quite a bit with Schwabity over the past few years. Uh,
Oh, that I love that big beautiful bear. What a handsome fella.
oh, I think it was it his? No, I don't. I think I've known you before. I've known you before Night City Eulogy for sure. I feel like that wasn't my first introduction to you. Banger, by the way. If you guys
Mm,
haven't listened to that, banger.
that's
Uh
good. The hook's amazing in that song. I don't know who wrote it.
oh yeah. I don't know I don't know who could have possibly have written it. But was it I think it was either Schwabity or DPS. Where I forgot because I'm trying to debate if it was like DPS's Batman
Mm.
or maybe it was Schwabity's Night City. But then I remember checking out your stuff. I was like, damn, this dude's legit. 'Cause I think my first song, and I actually posted a reaction to it. My first song that I ever listened to you was Counting Sheep.
Oh yeah.
Your Zenitsu little song which also featured Schwabity. And then from there was just history. And then from then you became one of my favorite artists to this day in the scene. Not even like in nerdcore actually, just period.
Oh, mean.
Now if only you can drop music. No, I'm kidding.
I actually have so many songs ready to go. The problem is I just never finish them. They're all in bits and pieces ready to be done. I'm so lazy.
Oh my god! I'm gonna need everybody in the comments to just spam his mentions or whatever. Tell him to drop music because the world needs it. The streets and the suburbs, they need the music. They need the music. But yeah. So you kind of, I feel like you said that you kind of came in through like the COVID era, the pandemic era, through like Rustage and like the shonen ciphers, which I feel like that's how a lot of people kind of got introduced in the scene. I got introduced because the first nerdcore song that I heard was like a Rustage song, because like on Spotify playlist, like at the bottom they'll give you like, oh, recommended songs based off the songs you already have in the playlist. I don't know why, but a Rustage song was down there, and I was like, I'm gonna listen to it. I checked it out and I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I like this. And then I checked out like more, and I saw the Shonen Jump ciphers, and that kind of branched me out to find out, oh shoot, there's a whole bunch, like a whole community of people, and then from there the floodgates open. So the ciphers were kind of like my introduction,
Nice.
as well. But how did you kind of get your name? Like, who was like kind of like that person who kind of just like got as a musician? Got you involved? Did you reach out to somebody about like doing a song, or did somebody find out about you, or how did that come about?
For nerdcore.
Yeah, from like how did you like who in Nerdcore is just like, oh, like I said, did you reach out to somebody about like, oh, I do this, whatever, you should get me like on a song? Did you pitch yourself, or did somebody like find you out? Like did like a Schwabity find you? I was like, oh, this guy's dope, I'm gonna get him on a song.
Well, so luckily, Schwabity has been like my fairy godmother, and I think he posted because obviously after I checked out that Shonen Jump cipher, I followed pretty much everyone on there on Twitter.
Yep.
I wanted to see, like all of the ones I liked on there.
Mhm.
Not to throw shade at anyone I didn't like. I just followed mainly the UK guys because I was like, I can probably talk to these people. You know.
Yeah.
And I saw that Schwabity had posted a tweet saying he was going to be reacting to songs like on a Sunday. So I wrote a Freezer song.
Oh.
Within like 2 days, uploaded it, and then like spammed his like the comments on the tweet for him to check it out, and he did. And then I went from like 10 subscribers to like 400 in like 1 day, which was lovely. So I think I owe a lot of it to Schwabity.
Shout out to Schwabity, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, and so what was the first? I know the first time you guys did work together wasn't Night City Eulogy. What was the first time you guys worked together? Because I might be tripping, but I feel like you guys worked before then too.
Yeah, so I asked him to get on a Demon Slayer song with me, and he was like humming and hawing, I think, and then I sent him the chorus idea, and I was absolutely belting it. And then when he heard it, he was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll do it." And I was like, "Yes, yes." And then and then I had to get him back for Counting Sheep because my plan is anytime I do a Demon Slayer song, I'm going to try to get Schwab on it.
Oh, that's just gonna be the duo when it comes to Demon Slayer, just you and Schwab.
If God allows it.
Of course, if the universe and the powers that be allow it. But so you kind of owe most. I'm not gonna say because you've like Swabity introduced you, but I feel like you kind of held your own and like and made a name for yourself working with other people. Like you've worked with DPS a few times. You've worked with. I'm pretty sure. Haven't you worked with like Rustage a few times too, once or twice, if I'm not mistaken?
I've worked with Rustage one time, and
Was it like a Bleach song? If I'm not tripping, right?
it was, and I think it's a good song. I do think that I dropped the ball a little bit with that song. I feel like it's not one of my better hooks, but I think I was under so much pressure to try to get one done. I was like, oh,
Yeah, because like I can't do Rustage dirty. He's like the staple and all this. I can't do him wrong. But so I feel like you've kind of like Schwabity brought you in, or kind of not necessarily brought you in, but kind of
he opened the door for sure.
Yeah, he opened the door. But like I said, I feel like you've kind of done well to like for yourself now that you're here with your own music, and like I said, working with other artists, et cetera, et cetera. So props to you. Like I said, you're one of my favorites for a reason. I still play a bunch of your songs to this day. Like I said, we need more music. That might get referenced plenty of times, but I just got to make sure he's aware.
As soon as I jump off, I'm gonna load up Logic and just start recording.
But so how did you get like your whole start in just music period? Have you always been like a music dude growing up, or was there like a certain point in your life like, oh, I'm like, whether I'm really good at this or I enjoy this, I'm gonna try seeing how far I can take it? Like, how did you get started in music?
I pride myself on being able to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I really fancied this one girl in my school class.
Okay.
And she was a massive emo, and I didn't listen to any music. So I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit creepy, it's a bit simpy. I found out who her favorite band was from a friend, and then I bought a guitar and learned as many of their songs as possible.
Yep.
So I only got into music to impress a girl.
Damn.
And then, yeah, that's how it started. And then eventually, I enjoyed playing music, and now, like, I live and breathe it. Well, I mean, when I'm not working. Ugh.
Hey, no. I need confirmation right now, because I need like the full. I'm hoping this came full circle. Is that girl that you were crushing on and you were sipping over? Is that the woman that you later went to go have a? Congrats, by the way, a baby with. Is that the same person? Is that the same?
No.
Ah, that would have been a crazy full circle moment. That would have been a crazy full circle moment. But yeah, no, congrats on the baby, by the way. I know you just had what my time perception is terrible. It could be like
7 months.
I was gonna say that could have been like 2 years old, and now I'm just like, my time perception is terrible. But congrats on that, by the way. I hope you're enjoying the ride. I have the I can say I haven't never been in those shoes, so I don't know how stressful. And just I don't know anything that comes with having a child, but I just know that it's a blessing to be able to take care and raise a child. So I hope you're enjoying fatherhood to the best of your ability.
Like I absolutely love it. Like, it's since having my son, I feel like I've been able to get a lot of stuff in my life in order, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yep.
However, those first few months, I think I never slept. Time became like an illusion, and every day just merged together because there was no sleep. Now, fantastic.
Oh, that's dude, and
I get 2 hours now.
Oh, you get 2 hours of sleep now instead of the no hours. Yeah, no, I can't imagine. Like I said, I know it's a blessing to have a child and being able to raise a child, but I don't know if I'm gonna be ready for that, man. Because I enjoy my sleep. I enjoy just my time. So it's just like of course I'm gonna take care of the child to the best of my abilities, but man, I don't know if I could be able to survive those first initial months taking care. Just like I said, just because I enjoy just my sleeping. Like, I can sleep for 12 hours and be completely unfazed with
I miss them days. I miss that so much.
I will say, as I'm getting older, I know I'm not old in like the grand scheme of things, but as I'm getting older, I'm finding it harder and harder to be able to like properly sleep in without at least without any consequences. Like I can sleep in, but there's gonna be some consequences to me sleeping in. Um,
Even
but
if it's like a self-conscious one, sometimes when I have a bit too much of a lay and I'm like, there goes me moaning.
yeah, exactly. Because especially when I wake up, if I don't go to bed like super late and then I wake up at like 11 a.m. or noon, and like that's already my morning's gone. Like my morning's already gone. So it's just like, but yeah. So you got into that's crazy though. You got into music because of a special lady that you were crushing on at the time. That's got to be like a top 5 way to get into music.
I gotta say, it did work. We did date for a while, me and that girl. I don't want everyone out there to think that it didn't happen. It worked a little bit.
Did you end up like learning music while you were like so? Did you learn like at what point did you start like taking steps towards being a musician? Like that kind of got you into music, but at what point just like, oh, I'm gonna take this take this seriously. I'm gonna dedicate time. Were you able to like serenade her at some point with like a special handwritten song or anything like that? But
Oh no, see, my first song I ever wrote was after me and that girl broke up, and it was one of
oh,
those
boo!
typical "I'm so sad" kind of songs.
It's like one of those breakup songs.
Oh yeah, and I'm pretty sure I posted it on Facebook, and she didn't even like the post. Like, what's that?
What the? This whole song kind of themed around you, and then you just like you don't even get the time of day. What the junk? But no, that's super dope. Like I said, I like hearing everybody's kind of like start and kind of like music and kind of how they got like introduced to like the community, because it's just so cool. See, because at least everybody that I've talked to so far, kind of had like a completely different like story and like start to music. And it's just like I said, I just find it fascinating to see all like where people and how people got to that spot that they are now. So like I said, thank you for sharing that aspect. But we gotta talk about like I said in the introduction. Have you always been kind of like the killer with the mustache? Like cause you I want to say, because here's the thing, you mentioned Schwabity being like a bear of a man, but that can also be kind of that can also kind of represent you as well. You kind of got this kind of like grizzled kind of look to you. Honestly, I could if I was kind little more blind, I could kind of mistake you and Schwabity as like the same person a little bit, just with more tattoos on your arm. But like you kind of got the mustache going. Oh, dude, when I saw that you were rocking I saw it in a video. I think it was one of your workout videos where I saw your mustache. Literally, I'm not ashamed to admit it. My heart fluttered. I ain't even gonna lie. The heart fluttered. Dude. The heart fluttered, man. I'm not gonna lie. I dig a man with a mustache. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
That's fine. I'm not ashamed to admit I might shave this off then after this.
No, I'm gonna get like I'm just gonna get a special picture of like him shaving with just his mustache later.
Top on though. Top's on.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, top's on. Of course. But and this is something that I've always been kind of curious about. But how did you come up with the name GoldenEMP? Like where did that start? What was the inspiration behind it?
Straight up, 2 reasons. The main one, Frieza is my favorite anime villain of all time.
Okay.
And he's the Golden Emperor, so that's what GoldenEMP is, essentially just Frieza's moniker, Golden Emperor. But
I guess I never even thought about that.
Yeah, and that's why my first few songs were all Frieza related. Everything I ever did was just Frieza song after Frieza.
He's the Frieza guy.
And then I heard I think it was Fable featuring Game Boy Jones dropped. I think it was called Feeling Like Frieza or something like that.
Oh, got you.
Fantastic song.
Yep.
After I heard that, I was like, right, I'm deleting all my Frieza songs because no Frieza song's ever going to be that one, in my opinion. That was such a good song. But the emphasis on EMP comes from, so I'm a big Apex Legends guy.
Oh, shoot, really?
Yeah.
I used to play that game. I used to play that game, and I mean religiously, back in my console days. Like that, you couldn't get me off of it.
Oh, love. Load it back up, man. Load it back
I
up.
have it on my PC. I do have it, but I'm definitely not because here's the thing. I'm terrible, and I mean
Oh,
absolutely terrible at any video game ever. And that's why nowadays I stick to like single player games where I don't have to test my skills against other people. Because I'll just absolutely get shown. It's crazy because like I've played like Apex, I've played Valorant, I've played like your big FPS kind of games and battle royales, and no matter how much time I dedicate, I'm forever terrible. Like I don't know what it is. I just never.
that means you're not dedicating enough. You got to dedicate more.
I played. Fun fact for, and I mentioned this in a call with a bunch of buddies, but back before I kind of was making waves in the nerdcore community, and my name was getting out there. I used to be more of a streamer rather than a YouTuber. So I would stream a lot more and then do YouTube videos on the side. And I streamed Valorant a lot, so much so that in like I think it's either 2021 or 2022, like they give you like these Twitch recaps as a viewer and as a streamer. As a streamer, I was in the top 3% of Valorant streamers just in terms of times, like the amount of time streaming it. And if you know Valorant is like a top FPS game in the world. And so a lot of people are streaming it. So to be in the top 3%.
Oh, wow. You put hours in.
Yeah, I put hours into it. And I never broke silver. And I never broke silver. And it's like I said, it's just like no matter how much time I put into specifically like shooter, like FPS shooter games, Fortnite, Apex, all those games, for some reason I just never get good. I can get subpar, but it's like I can never break that kind of barrier. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just don't have the right teacher. Maybe I don't have the right teacher. Maybe I need GoldenEMP.
Jump on Apex with the GoldenEMP and I'll show you how to play. I'll get you the platinum. You know, that's as high as I get though. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, that's way better than what I get. So you said that your main is crypto?
Once. I'm a crypto main.
Okay.
Obviously, that's where the EMP comes from.
Of course. If you guys don't know, crypto's a guy who kind of relies on like technology and EMPs and knocking down comms and just recon and all that stuff. So that makes a lot of sense. Then looking back in terms of EMP, I gotta say though, I think Bloodhound was my main. I think.
Oh, great character.
Yeah, great character. But I think somebody told me a while ago. I don't know how good they are now, but Seer is. I don't know how Seer is, but they told me it's like, oh, when you unlock them, because on PC none of my stuff transferred over, and so I have to like unlock everything again by hand. It says, oh, you got to unlock Seer because they're really good. So I'm hoping to find a new main with that. But I didn't realize you were such an Apex player. I didn't realize you were such a. So are you a pretty avid gamer just in general?
Not really. Like so I was a huge Titanfall fan. I really like the world. I love world building. Anything that has like a cool universe, and Titanfall sucked me in. And then when I found out that Apex was essentially an extension of that, it sucked me in.
So see, there's a dude that who's an artist also in the community, whose favorite game of I know they're gonna watch this and they're gonna love that you said that, because their favorite game of all time is Titanfall 2.
Fantastic game.
So I might have to get you in touch with them because they love that whole universe as well, and they've been eagerly waiting for the next Titanfall game. And
never coming.
Yeah, it's probably never coming, but it is what it is. But I 100% feel that, because I'm the same way. Because my favorite kind of universe in games is the cyberpunk universe. And it's funny because I watched the anime first, which, by the way, if you guys have not watched the anime, it's like 10 episodes. Do yourself a favor. That's literally one of my favorite animes for a reason. It's I
great time for the community as well.
Oh yeah, everybody was cooking up for that. And I just wish we were getting a season 2, man. But I know the way that it ended, that's gonna be the kind of like a one-off. But it sucks. But I remember watching that. And you know that feeling whenever you watch like a really good show or finish a really good game, where it's just like that moment when you finish it and you kind of just like, I call it PAD, post anime depression. When you
Oh
finish
yeah.
like a really
Oh
good
yeah.
when you finish like a really good show that you were super into, and then you realize it's all over, and then you kind of just sitting there, kind of just like dwelling and thinking and stuff like. That was me, and then I was like, dude, I need more of this. So I downloaded Cyberpunk 2077. I'm
Oh,
not
when the game
exaggerating.
was fixed.
What was that?
You played it when it was good, when the game
Yeah,
worked.
I didn't play it when it first came out, so at this point, the game was kind of working a hell of a lot better. Um, but I'm gonna need future me to zoom in on my face when I say this. But I'm not exaggerating. The first week that I had the game, I had over 100 hours in 1 week. Literally over, like I no lifed it. I straight up no lifed it. I played the game 5 times over, all with different endings. And I've 100%ed it, dude. I've done everything that there is to do that game. I love that universe. I'm just enamored by it. So I feel you in terms of getting into games with like just like a story built and kind of world building and kind of got that whole connecting kind of universe with it. I love it. I love it. I take any cyberpunk content that I can.
Oh, literally, that's the same thing with me in Apex. Like on the surface, Apex is so brain dead. It's just a bunch of people land,
Yeah.
shoot, ping out, game over.
Yeah.
But they release all these like mini files and videos and all these stuff about the
Yeah.
individual characters that builds out the world, and that's super interesting. And it's like, why don't you put that in the game properly?
Dude, and
Give me a campaign.
I will say the people that do it right, because I love games that like they don't just like at Fortnite, for example. Like I know Fortnite has like lore, but for the most part, it's they kind of just releasing popular skins from whatever's trending, whatever. They go in there, you shoot each other, blah blah blah. But I like games that are just like not only do they have like a good game, like Apex and whatnot, but they do what's really popular with people nowadays is like lore, like or lore, however you want to say it, and backstories to and like character development and stuff like that. I love it. Like I'll watch lore videos about everything and just for random things that just because I enjoy hearing like the lore of
Oh,
uh
I did that with all the Dark Souls games. Like I never played any of them. I always thought they were bad. They looked dumb. You just roll out the way and hit
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Then Elden Ring came out. I played it religiously, no lifed it, fell in love with it, and then I found these videos on YouTube and just lost weeks of my life watching lore videos of games I never played.
And it's just like one of those things, like I said, because like I don't know what it is, but people thrive and they want those kind of like stories, like they want a reason to get connected. Like why should I be invested in this character? And they have like this like background, like almost like whatever, like a cinematic for like lore of this character and whatnot. And like I play a lot of, and I'm not proud of it, I play a lot of gacha games too, like your Honkais. I used to play a lot of
How much
Genshin,
have
but
you
I'm
spent,
reformed.
Dean? How much have you spent, Dean?
I plead the fifth. No, I'm not ashamed to admit this, and I probably should be. But when I used to play Genshin, I don't anymore. I play other gacha games because, fuck Genshin. That's crazy.
Yeah, you look like a happy man. So I can tell
Hey,
you that.
looks can be deceiving. I'm kidding. I'm a pretty happy dude. But when I played Genshin, I don't know the exact amount, but I can tell you that I spent over $3,000 on Genshin. Yeah, see,
Not in one sitting, though.
no, not in one city. Of course, not in one city. Over time, over like the 4 years that it's been out, I spent about $3,000, and I'm not proud of it. But it's one of those things that's just like I did fall into the gacha trap, and I still play gacha games, and I still drop money on it just every now and then, but it's nowhere near at the rate and how bad I was before. But those kind of gacha games do the one thing that they do well is that they're very good at that kind of fleshing out characters and stories and lore and backgrounds and like just having this like ever expanding kind of world full of different characters and stuff like that. And it's like I'm a sucker for that. If there's a like a world that I can get into and I can invest time into and get connected, I'm gonna be all for it. And I think that's why Gacha games kind of got my heart for a little bit. But I need to get in. Also, I need to get into Elden. I know I kind of got them all over the place, but I need to get into Elden Ring too as well. A lot of people tell me I need to get into it.
I'm not even joking. Elden Ring might have been the funnest experience I've ever had playing a video game. It was obviously the most stressful time of my entire life, more so than my screaming son. But yeah, no, the most fun because it's just obnoxiously bonkers. That game is fantastic.
And see, here's the thing. And if I were to play it, it would definitely be for content purposes because it might not look it, but I have a very short temper.
Okay.
And
yeah, you need to play it.
So I have a very like short temper. So especially with like games that is just like, oh shoot, I'm going up against this boss that it's like I cannot conquer. It's taking me 15 tries. Like I get so heated. Like it's like a completely different person. So I feel like if I were to like stream me playing that game, it'd be good content because I'd just be pissed off the entire time because it's just like nothing's going my way. Because I've never played any like Souls games or Souls-like games or anything like that. So I feel like just being able to like get into it would be fun for everybody else but me. But
are you a Star Wars fan?
Actually, no, I'm actually not. I'm not necessarily. I'm not gonna say I'm not a fan. I haven't intaked any Star Wars media before. I've never watched any like the movies or anything like that.
You played the video games? Them new video games they've been bringing out, Fallen Jedi or
no, I haven't. I can't lie, I haven't.
They're like Souls games, but they're a bit easier. I would try them ones out first. Getting stressed out with them.
Try those out first to kind of get like a taste of what I can get myself into.
Get a taste of pain.
Well, it's actually because there was this game that came out recently, and it's a Souls-like game, but it's like more of animated. It's called Another Crab's Treasure. I don't know if you've heard about it, but it's pretty much a Souls-like, but it's like animated, and like you're like obviously it's like you're like a crab underwater. There's bosses. I don't think it's in terms of length. It's not as like in depth as like an Elden Ring or anything like that. I think it's a lot shorter and kind of a lot more straight to the point. But there's random bosses like all over the place that you have to fight. I remember I took like 20 tries to beat this one boss, and it was pissing me off. But I was told when I was playing it, because I was playing it in a call, I was like, dude, this is nothing compared to what Elden Ring's gonna be like. So I'm just like, bro, what? I'm getting pissed off at this. What do you mean? I
mean, there's crabs in Elden Ring, so easy.
There's crabs in Elden Ring?
Yeah, well, lobsters, but halfway there.
There's What?
Oh yeah. Anyone that's watching this that has played Elden Ring knows how. Can I swear on this?
Yeah, of course.
They're fucking annoying. They're the most annoying mob in the entire fucking game. Infuriating. I'm having PTSD just talking about it.
But so yeah, I definitely need to get into some new games because I've been slacking. I'd be too busy nowadays with like content and IRL and stuff like that. I just need to take some time to get in some new games that aren't my normal games that I just constantly frequent. But so Mr. GoldenEMP, kind of moving on from that. So obviously, for the people who are familiar with you, they obviously know the kind of style of music that you kind of found yourself, like the lane of music and the genre and your sound and all that kind of jazz. But what kind of music do you kind of find yourself listening to? What kind do you kind of listen to all types? Is like a certain genre that kind of tickles your fancy? Do you listen to? Is there like a specific kind of song like style that you listen to? So
I listen to a lot of different genres.
Yeah.
But my main go-to, if I'm gonna put something on, I'm a big shoegaze guy. I don't know if anyone listens. It's like a style of alternative rock.
Oh, okay.
It's breathtaking. Good stuff. Really like drudgy guitars. It's really psychedelic is the best way I would explain it.
I'm gonna have to wait. So, shoegaze the name of the group, or is that just the?
Oh, that's the genre. If you want
Okay.
a good shoegaze band,
Yeah.
either
Yeah. Shoot me some. Shoot me some.
yeah, I'll write them in the thing just because you know. Oh wait, I can say it as well. So there's a band called Greet Death, spelt the way I've sent it.
Okay.
Um, any album by them is fantastic. Great band.
Okay.
That would be like my starting place.
Okay. Okay. But I'm gonna have to, because here's the thing. I like asking people because I would like to be put on to good music as well.
And maybe that band as well, Cloakroom.
But I'm kind of, because it's crazy because a lot of the people that I ask that question to, like, they make like a certain like style, but then the stuff that they listen to is like a complete, excuse me, it's a completely like different style. Like you like they might make pop music, but then they listen to heavy metal music. So it's just like so if you listen to heavy metal music, how the hell did you get here? Because you would think that I was like, oh, I enjoy heavy metal, I'm gonna make heavy metal music, but it's like the music people make and the music people listen to kind of contrast each other a little bit. And so I like hearing what people like listening to. And do you listen to like any, like, is there anybody in nerdcore that you kind of frequent a lot? Is there any specific nerdcore? Do you listen to a lot of nerdcore at all?
Shout out to Jonald. Jonald's my man. Like that guy.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Dude, Jonald, and it's crazy because it's like I'm pretty sure he's still pretty damn young, and
Oh yeah.
I know he's not incredibly old, not old like me and you.
78.
Whoa! You didn't have to call me out. You didn't have to call me out like that. But yeah, no, Jonald is one of one, dude. I remember my introduction to Jonald was his Rengoku song with Rustage, and I checked out a lot of Jonald stuff after the fact. Like Save the World, I think is to this day is still his number one track, or his best, like his most played track at least.
That's because I'm on it.
Yeah, that's that's true. He is on it. If you guys haven't peep that, by the way, go peep that. It's still a really good song. It's an experience because I'm pretty sure it's a long song too. It's in like 5-6 minutes or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, crazy.
But yeah. So shout out to John, because what I find myself listening to is that collab, like that little collab album he did with Orcadia that last year. I don't know if you peeped that, but like Heartless Lately and Finish Line, and even some of his recent stuff like Ascend and Let Me Go.
That song, every time I'm in the gym, like when I do a cardio blast finish, and that song's on repeat the entire time I'm doing it. Ascend is a fantastic song.
Absolutely.
Run It Up. It's a Sukuna song. Sukuna?
Yes, yeah. Sukuna, however it's said, it's still really, really, really good. And like I said, give Jonald, I mean, he doesn't need it, but still give Jonald like a year or two, and he's gonna be a monster. He's already a monster.
The thought of it scares me. The thought of his potential.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And now he's working with people like Fable. I know he just he worked with Fable on a track, whatever. So he's definitely climbing that metaphorical ladder.
That's probably number 2. Like Jonald, Fable, DPS Divide, Schwabady.
Yep.
Peso Pete, bruv.
Peso Peter. That's my
Peso Pete.
He was on the last episode of the Peep Lounge, and I got him on here. Dude is such a character, and
fantastic.
And he's just like, oh, dude. I even said that just like when I first listened to Peso, I'm not gonna lie, like I recognized his talent, but I wasn't necessarily a fan of his music. And like I said, he's talented, but the music just wasn't for me. But then after some time, I realized how stupid I was, and then I went to
energy. Yeah, you have to let his energy infect you.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I when I was listening to his music, I was kind of listening with like a different approach, and I wasn't going into it was just like, because I like things that are like catchy, kind of like. But it's hard to explain what I like. It's more like a feeling that I get whenever I listen to a song. That's the best way to explain it. But it just was. I just wasn't approaching it with the right mindset. But then I went back later in time. And I was like, dude, this is really good. What the hell? Like, why didn't I like this the first time around? And that goes with a lot of people. Like, there's a lot of people that I first listened to them, and it's just like, that I mean they're good, like they're talented. I'm not gonna take away from them, but I just the sound or whatever. I don't know if it's for me, and then I'll come back in months time, a couple months time, and it just for some reason it's something different clicks in my head, and then I'm next thing you know I'm really rocking with it, and like I said, it's more just like that feeling, but it's like Peso Pete. I've been listening to a lot of Peso, like I said, Peso, Sadzilla, Some Broku, if you know who that is as well. But I've been listening to a lot of them as well. But dude, there's just so much talent, and there's within Nerdcore where I feel like, and
shout out to Dizzy 8 as well.
Oh yep, Dizzy 8 as well. Yep, Dizzy 8 is super. But it's like one of those things that's just like these artists, especially a lot of the artists that you named, that is just like I can easily see them on like radios and doing like making these like #1 hit like Billboard bangers. But obviously, and this is no disrespect, but being in that little nerdcore space, it doesn't get all those eyes. So they kind of get like they're popular with a nerdcore, like extremely popular with the nerdcore. But if you ask anybody who doesn't listen to nerdcore, they don't know who the hell they're like you're talking about or anything like that. And it's a shame because these dudes are
in that area now, though, where it's about to change over.
Oh, absolutely.
Like DPS just had like a song on, I think like Jake Paul's fighting promotion, something like that.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I'm sure it was like a trailer, like an advert for one of those fight promotions. I'm pretty sure there was a DPS song that played.
Oh shoot, I didn't know that. That's huge for DPS. Yeah. Hold up.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. Oh, that's super dope. I didn't realize that. But yeah, I definitely am in agreement with you where back then it was kind of a little far-fetched, but as time progresses, I can easily see people doing that, like crossovers and kind of falling into like the mainstream kind of, I'm not gonna say sound, but like I can definitely see artists like kind of getting that exposure from outside the community, and that's mainly because of the resources too, like the amount of resources that come out as well. But so obviously, like I said, you said you listen to kind of like the alternative rock or shoegaze. I think that's what.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's what you were calling it. But so we can't. But what I want to talk about is in terms of your music, right? Mm-hmm. Do you ever like? Because I know a lot of people, when artists that over time they kind of look back at their own songs and they kind of feel some sort of way about some of like the older songs that they make, whether they don't like it or maybe they don't think it held up or whatever the reason. Do you feel like, and I know you don't drop as much, I'm not trying to say this is like a shade either, but
like 5 times you've said it now, Dane. Huh?
But I don't mean any shade when I say it this time. But you don't have quite the extensive catalog as a lot of people in nerdcore. But do you find yourself looking back at some of your songs and kind of just like, I don't know how I went about this? Are you still so proud of a lot of the songs that you made? Like, or do you kind of just look back at them and just I can do a lot better looking back, etc., etc. Like, how do you feel about some like the older and some of the more farther back tracks that you've made in the past?
Well, so I'm a bit of a I've got a huge ego problem, right? So I believe I'm the best. So there's I look back at older songs I've done, and I've deleted some off my YouTube and stuff, and removed some off Spotify. But it's not because I think they're bad songs. I think my delivery's bad in it.
Oh.
And I think like I'll probably just redo them at some point. But I've got new songs for animes that are more recent.
Yeah.
That I'm trying to do. My biggest problem with all that stuff is that sometimes I'll write a song back when I started. It was like I was writing a song for what the current trend was.
Yep.
So I wasn't even invested really in what I was putting out.
Yep.
So those songs I wipe. Now I'll only really write a song if like I'm actually invested in it. That's why like I didn't do a Jujutsu Kaisen song because I'm not invested in any of those characters. Yep. Great show.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Great show, but what do I have in common with Sukuna, bruv? You know?
Yeah, that's true.
No, I ain't got a clue, so I'm not gonna write a song.
And I like that mentality because, and this, like I said, I'm not throwing shade at anybody when I say this, but I feel like it can kind of get, at least within nerdcore, people kind of just like, obviously they go in like arcs, right? So if like oh, this show is popping off, right? You're gonna see a lot of people making songs about it. But a lot of people make songs about a certain topic that's trending just because it's trending. It's trending. So I like the fact that there's like, oh, even if it's trending and it's like, okay, I could do a song about this and it'll get views. I like the fact that you kind of just like, but I'm not invested. Like, yeah, it's a good show, but like I'm not invested. I can't put myself in any of these characters or anything like that. So I like the fact that you kind of like I don't know if this is the right word, but like picky about kind of like the type of themes and what you're inspired on and what you can kind of put yourself into. Because like I said, no disrespect, but you can definitely tell with a lot of artists, they kind of just make a song just for the sake of making a song about that subject, just to get it out there. And I hate that because it's just like at that point, it almost kind of feels like disingenuous.
Yeah, no, I get that. For me, I find that most noticeable, and I'm not saying any names, but like every song sounds good.
Yeah,
Realistically,
of
I feel
course,
like a lot of nerdcore songs sound great. They
of
sound
course.
fantastic. But when they sound too similar to the one they just put out,
Mhm.
to me, that's like, oh, the production's there, but you just shat that song out. So you could be like, well, I've got a new
Yeah.
Kaiju #8 song, or I've got a new, I don't know any other shows that are running at the moment.
I completely get it, 100%. And like I said, that's why I respect like that you said that because it's just like that shows that you kind of have, and I'm not saying the other people don't, but you kind of like, but it shows that you kind of have like that integrity. Is just like I want to make songs that obviously that you can connect with and you can put yourself into and that inspire you, and you're not just doing it for clicks and because it's trending and this and that. Like it shows that you truly care about your craft and like the music
Oh,
that you put out there. But like, so with that being,
it
sorry.
gets me in trouble sometimes. It gets me in trouble. Like when I did that Victor song with DPS,
Oh,
I
yep.
had like I had a deadline to get the hook to him. And I hadn't watched the show. I didn't know anything about League of Legends, nothing. So I was just writing the track on like the cliff notes he gave me. And I was like, I was listening back to it and I was like, you know what? This sounds shit. So let me watch the show. But then that added like another week onto the deadline because I had to binge the show.
Yep.
And then I was like, oh, now I understand who this character is.
Oh,
Now I
okay.
can kind of relate to that.
Yep.
But I think it did get me in a little bit of trouble. But the
I
song's great.
was gonna
The
say,
song was
I
great.
do know somebody to this day who still bumps that song.
Is it me, mum? Is it me,
Yeah,
ma'am?
yeah. No, I'm really close with it with your mom. So I don't want to say anything, at least not publicly like this. But I'm kidding. Yeah. So I know, but that's super. Like I said, that's super dope because, like I said, so with that being said, like you kind of if it doesn't really like inspire you or anything like that, you won't really necessarily make music about said topic. So what does it take? Like is there like a certain thing about a topic or anything like that is just like, okay, now like what gets you inspired? Like I know you just recently had like a Baldur's Gate 3 inspired
Oh,
a song. Like what does it take to get inspired, get you inspired to make, like is there like a certain theme that it has to revolve around? Is there like is like what inspires you to be able to like get the pen and pad out, get in your artist bag and make a song about
um,
it?
I think there's two different ways. Like when it comes to like those sort of emotional songs where I
Mm.
can just like bang my guitar out and just record something.
Yep.
Those come if something actually makes me feel something when I'm playing it or
Oh,
watching
yeah.
it. Like emotionally, if I get like, but usually it's that will only happen if I'm like, oh, that kind of happened to me one time, or and then I'm in the bag for it.
Yep.
But when it comes to stuff like rap songs, which you can tell, like I don't release that many rap
Oh,
songs
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because usually if I'm rapping, I'm just trying to like show everyone that I do have a pen. Look, but my pen's not bad, So like that's
I'm not
usually what
bad,
it
I
ends up
promise.
being. Yeah, like I've got this. Look out for it in 25 years. It will drop. I've got this Do Flamingo song
Oh shoot,
from One
we're
Piece,
getting
which
we're
is
getting One Piece bangers.
oh yeah, and I'm telling you, it's probably my hardest and waviest song.
Oh, I can't wait
But
to hear it then. But it's a shame that I'll be 50 years old when it comes out. But
people will be like, "Oh, I remember when the One Piece was still going, when it was in about friends we made along the way."
oh
Um,
shoot.
but that song, that's realistically me. I resonated with Doflamingo's past, like the reason why he became
Hmm.
a bad guy. But like the problem is that you can't rap about that one flashback. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Otherwise, then you're doing that thing that a lot of people hate, where it's like in episode 7, I did this, and in episode 10, I said that,
yeah,
and you don't want to be doing that sort of stuff.
yeah. You
So
don't want to have that like almost like that Wikipedia kind of.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
feel it.
which is hard, I think, with a lot of villains. Like, there's a lot of stuff you can do with like good guys or sad characters or even villains that have like really emotional
Hmm.
pasts. But like a lot of like the big villains, like the Marderers, the Eisens, they're really quite one dimensional.
Yeah,
Like there's a little bit here and there,
yeah,
but like unless you really have a god complex, man,
yeah.
what do you have in common with Eisen? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's like I said, and that kind of ties back to like I said, people, it falls under like those Wikipedia, and I know it gets a lot of criticism, especially Nerdcore back in the day, because it's definitely evolved, in that time. But back in like 2020, 2019, 2021, like there was a lot of rap music inspired by characters, and it was literally just like, uh it was like stating facts and
Yeah.
like specific parts of whatever the character that happened to be the theme of that track. Whereas nowadays, I feel like a lot of people have done a good job at almost like generalization, where they'll find a character that they're inspired by, and they'll kind of like take like the themes
Mm,
from said character or show or whatever the source material is, and they do a really good job of just like applying it to like people, for example, like Divide,
mm.
Fable. Those guys are really good at like taking like a topic and kind of relating them back to themselves and kind of generalization, where it's just like, oh, like if you didn't know, like if you didn't know about this character, like who this was about, it could be taken as just like a normal song. But at the
Yeah.
same time, if you do know the character, you can definitely see like the pickup on like themes and situations. So it's like it appeals to both the nerdcore, and this is why I think it's still evolving into like that mainstream kind of style, where it's just like it appeals to both nerdcore people and outside of nerdcore people.
Yeah.
And like, and I feel like your music does a really good job of it, because it's like, for example,
I
um,
hope so.
your song, and this is by far my most played song from you, is Weightless. Um,
Oh, okay.
Weightless is
I enjoyed that one.
Weightless is beautiful, man. I remember showing my, and this is like, I remember playing music with my then girlfriend at the time, and I was literally like, hey, I got to show you this artist. I literally was telling her like, about you specifically. And she wasn't like nerdcore, like she wasn't like super into it. There was a couple of the songs that she liked that she had listened to. For the most part, she wasn't necessarily like into like the nerdcore style. I played a couple of your songs, especially Weightless. She fell in love.
Oh,
She fell in love, and it's just like one of those things that is just like, I feel like you and like a lot of good people, they're good at like just capturing the theme, the essence of whatever the source material might be, and capturing that like emotion without directly like being like one of one for like what the character was or what the show was. You weren't just like pulling facts and stuff from the show. You were kind of putting your own kind of flair and spin on it, and that's why I feel like as a musician, and that's you succeed, and why people like me have really enjoyed about your music, where it's kind of got that like dual, like it's nerdcore. You can tell it's about nerdcore, but you've put your own unique spin and kind of made it your own.
thanks, man. Like, I don't. That's a lot of compliments, Dean. I don't really know what to say.
Hey man, I'll say this in every Peep Lounge. Whenever I get people on, I'm not afraid of showing giving people their flowers, man, and showing love. I'm not. I want people to know that what I like and don't like, right here and now, while they still can, because the world is a crazy place.
To be fair, I'm glad that my lighting looks like this because when you cut me deep like that, I can just kind of.
And it's just like you could just see like a shadow. You don't really see the facial emotion.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
But
I
so
appreciate that, man.
yeah, of course, and like I said, just like I feel like You do a very good job at kind of just capturing like a theme without being so on the nose.
I
Um,
think a lot of that. So one of my favorite bands of all time, possibly my favorite band of all time, is this um, pop punk band from Philadelphia over in the States
yep.
called the Wonder Years, and they are so good at expressing emotion that,
Mhm,
like, when I used to play in bands back in the day,
mhm.
I have tried my hardest to just essentially emulate the singer from that band.
Oh,
And I
really?
feel like he has such like a emotional thing he does with his voice that,
Mhm.
like, I kind of just ripped all of his vocal techniques, and they've tended to work a little bit with what I do, I think.
So are you like like are you completely like self-taught musician, or did you like go to like get like certain like lessons or classes or anything like that? Like did you go to like school for any sort of music at all, or are you completely like learn everything on your own through YouTube, through whatever means, through yourself experimenting? Like how did you like get to be as skilled as you are currently?
um, with guitar and songwriting, I like, obviously, like I said, I learned to try to impress a girl. But
Yep.
then after that, I went to college for music practice, so like
Oh,
actually
okay.
playing the instrument and learning the
Yeah.
instrument. Or singing, half of that is auto tune. Uh,
Shout out Autotune. Musician's
half of
favorite
that,
musician's favorite
yeah. Oh,
thing.
Melodyne. Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
Melodyne. Shout out Melodyne. But
Yeah, like you'll notice a serious change in quality of my songs when John started mixing for me. So shout out Melodyne, shout out Ultron. However, I've always been like, I think, quite good at like making melodies. I think
oh
that's
yeah.
really
Yep.
my strongest point, is being able to write choruses and stuff.
Absolutely. You have some of the
Singing the
catchiest.
choruses, that's tough. You know, sometimes the amount of choruses I've wrote. So I'm working on another One Piece song. I'm working on a Trafalgar Law song with
Yep.
shout out Suyo. Suyo official's going to be on it.
Oh, he did tell me about that. I'm close with Suyo, and I remember he did mention some Suyu's la homie. Suyu's super fucking talented. He doesn't get enough love
Oh,
in
he's
the community.
fantastic.
100. Like I know he gets love, but he's still not enough love.
He's a fantastic artist, and he sent me back the bit I wanted him to work on, and it sounds great. To be fair, I'm not going to sit here and be like, it sounds shit. I can't believe he's still on the song. Uh,
Yeah.
but
Just imagine like he watches this and this is how he finds out.
yeah, yeah. Oh, you're off. You're off. I got John instead.
That's crazy. Not replaced by John, but uh,
um, but yeah, sometimes I'll write hooks and stuff that, like, sometimes when you're singing like a fake falsetto, kind of like,
mhm.
I do that to find the melody, and I'll track that, and then I'll try to hit that melody, and I'm like, oh, I can't sing. Oh, oh, amazing. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's crazy that you say that you can't sing. Because, like I said, I think that you're one of the more talented vocalists
I
in.
think in a pocket. See, I agree with you in a pocket. If the song's like in this tune in to this tune in,
Mhm.
I'm the best.
Because
The best.
the absolute best. There's nobody better. If you
No.
want, if you disagree, you can find Golden EMP at right here, and then his address just shows up on the screen. But
So that's the thing. My pocket, I'm the best. That's this big. The whole pocket though is like,
yeah, it's just like that
yeah.
one little section.
Yeah.
But because I remember being in a call with a bunch of people, and we were debating because we were all kind of listing like our top like five like vocalists, not like rappers or anything, but like top five vocalists in the
Who,
community.
who are your top five, Dean?
Oh, top
Who are they?
five? Oh shoot, don't put me on the spot if I can remember.
Gun to the back of your head, Dean.
Okay, so number one, Ben Schuler. I love Ben Schuler.
Okay.
Ben Schuler. I just love Ben Schuler to death. Number two, I think I legitimately did say you. At number two, I just really enjoy like your style and your approach, and then number three, I don't know if you're aware of this person. He's a sleeper pick, and he's a little bit smaller, but you might have heard of him. His name is Rice Records.
Oh no, yeah, I did a song with Rice.
Yeah, yeah. Rice is really good vocally. Then you got people like Jonold, of course.
Hmm.
And then people like obviously you got to put people like Fable and Divide in there as well.
That
Um,
would be six, though. That would be six. Who's getting that fifth pick?
oh no,
You got
no, I
one
was just gonna,
spot,
I was just
then.
gonna name a bunch of talented vocalists. You can't make me put them all in.
No, 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 no. See, when you said that Ben Schiller was number one and then me was number two, then the rest in my eyes are three, four, and I need five.
Okay, okay.
I
So,
need
so
number
if I had
five.
to put people, I would put. Okay, so it would be Ben Schuler. It would be Golden EMP. It would be Rice Records. I would put Fable just because of the range that he's able to hit in his music and that I've heard him hit. And then who would take that 5 slot? There's a bunch of people I could put in this 5 slot, and they'd all be valid. Because here's the thing, I want to give someone like the women love, like Sailor Your Love is super talented as well. Holla's super dope. Oh, dude, who do I want to give that? I feel like I'm gonna jip somebody from that 5 slot. I'll put Divide there for right now, but that number 5 could be interchangeable.
Okay, okay. I think that's a good choice. I mean, there's one placement I think you've messed up entirely. I mean, I should have been number one.
Yeah, no, sorry. Let me rephrase that. It's Golden EMP number 1, and then Golden EMP number 2, and he's just the rest. He's 1 through 5.
That's what I was looking for.
Oh, but yeah. So there's just so many talented vocalists that it kind of feels like kind of hip hop has kind of been the forefront for nerdcore for the past little bit, but. And so I feel like there's a lot of like
metal rock are sneaking in.
Yes.
Now.
Yep. I just had this conversation with that Peep on that Peep Lounge that got lost to the universe. We were talking about like the rise of like metal and heavier kind of rock in nerdcore and how it's kind of like seeping its way into and becoming more prevalent within the community. Which absolutely, like I said, I like being able to like listen.
I think we 100% have Fable and Divide specifically to thank for that.
Absolutely. And then people like Suyo, people like if anybody's ever listened to some Broku, he kind of makes kind of like heavier like metal style. But just like there's been like an insurgent of people just making rock music, and I'm all for it because, like I said, I listen to like all types of genres and styles and whatever, and so it can kind of feel like if everybody's making hip hop and kind of rap, no offense, like this, like I said, you guys are all talented, but it can kind of feel like stagnant. Because it's like, oh, everybody's making raps or whatever, so there's no real like, yeah, everybody can do their own take on the raps, but at the end of the day, it's all kind of just like it can feel kind of like the same if it's all that you're listening to. So being able to have like that variety of different styles, especially in people who listen to a lot of nerdcore, to have like, oh, I want to listen to rock, I can listen to rap, I can listen to EDM, I can listen to a hyper pop. There's some dope hyper pop artists in nerdcore as well, and so it's just like different genres coming out and kind of becoming more prevalent within the community. I think is beneficial for everybody because it also gives more people a chance to shine. Because there might be people who made nerdcore hip hop because that was trendy, and maybe that wasn't necessarily what they wanted to do, but they just did it because everybody else is doing it. So I feel that they felt like they have to do it too. So now they can kind of do what they want to do. So shout out to all those people who in the scene who are kind of doing their own thing and kind of trying to make their own sound, and trying to pave their own lane from it. But one thing, and I kind of had this conversation, like I said, with that Peep Lounge episode that kind of got lost to the universe. What I feel like doesn't get a lot of talk is, and this is just content creation as a whole, whether you're in my scene, you're just like a reactor content creator, or you're a musician in your case, but the mental aspect that goes into and kind of going through like rough spots and dealing with things in your life and just things that are just out of our control that we gotta deal with. Like, how does somebody like in your shoes tackle, like, obviously I'm assuming you've gone through like mental slumps and stuff like that when you may as a musician. Like, how do you overcome some of those challenges and keep pushing forward and keep like, do you recognize that, hey, I need to take a break, so do you kind of step away, or is it one of those things that you got to keep pushing because that's just who you are? Like, how do you approach like a mental issue whenever it arises?
I think my track record of dropping songs on time shows. That's my that's my go-to way of dealing with that. I mean, um, there are certain things that like obviously getting your own head about.
Yeah.
Like for me, like I said, I can't actually stress how I've got so many fucking songs basically finished. But the problem is that like it'll be like just like I'm like I don't feel like my voice sounds right in this,
Yeah.
or I don't feel like I'm hitting that line right, or like. And then what happens tends to happen to me then is that I've written the whole song, I'm tracking the chorus or the verses, and the hook won't. I'm not doing the hook right, or I'm not hitting the verses right, and then I'm like, right, let's put this song on the back burner,
Mhm.
and let me write another song. And now I've got a catalog of 100 unreleased songs, and you're just constantly stuck
Yeah.
in that. Oh, I'll put this one out, or I'll put, and then the worst part is that whole if you don't drop a song, no one will care sort of thing.
Yeah.
That mentality obviously can take a hold, but I think nowadays, realistically, I think it depends what you make music for. I think
Yeah.
like
Very true.
if you're after increasing your fan base and getting your monthly listeners and more subscribers and more views, then you have to be on it like bang every other week,
Yeah.
you know, something like that. But if you're just making music to express yourself, or you know, then release whenever you want to release.
Of
That's all.
course.
Like the one thing, the only mentality I don't like when I see it in the scene is people that are like, "Oh, you people clearly don't want it because you're not releasing enough or you're not working hard enough." And
Oh yeah. No, I hate that.
it's like you like art's art, man. You know,
Absolutely. And like,
if it's not a machine, you know,
yeah, of
like that's how
course.
it.
And it's just like you were saying, there's some people who do this full time, and like music is like their full time job, and they're reliant on it. So I can get like if people like them go through like a mental slump or whatever the case may be, that they kind of have to push through it because that's their income, that's how they make their living. I get that. But then
Mm.
there's people who just make, and I don't know about what it's like in your case, but there's just some people who just like make music because it's like they just enjoy making music. It's more of just like a hobby for them, and they kind of just like putting themselves out on the internet, and it's just like you said, it's art. Like they're just showing themselves off. Putting a piece of them out in the world, and maybe and yeah, there might be some people who make money from it, but they just might do it just for the sake because they wanna make that art. They want to put a piece of themselves out there. And so I hate when people just like they always come with that mindset, especially like in the content creator space. If you're doing anything without that mentality, just like okay, like I want to try to like I want to try to make a living out of this, whatever. If you're not trying to, if you don't have that mentality, it's like it's frowned upon because it's just like people don't understand. It's like, oh, I can just do this for a hobby. I do this because I enjoy it. I don't need money. I don't need to make a living from it. It's just like it's my way of expressing myself and putting out there.
Mm.
Because
I think
I've kind of received some of that too. It's like, why do you do? Because I haven't made up in my this point in my content creation space. I've made minimal amount of money, and people are just like, why do you put that much work into it if you're not making that much? Because I enjoy it. It's
yeah.
just because
Yeah.
I enjoy putting myself out there. I enjoy doing this. This is my art that I'm putting out there, and it's the same way for musicians.
Yeah. Like the one thing, like I think I don't get me wrong, I'd love to be like a machine. I could bang
Oh,
out
of
a song
course,
every other day, every other
of
week. But I
course,
feel like somewhere along the line, it just wouldn't be me. It wouldn't have. There's no way if I was dropping a song every week, writing a new song every week, that I would ever be emotionally invested in that.
of course.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Like, and if you ever, Dean, and I
Uh
mean this, I know some people are like this, like naturally they have like a camera presence,
oh.
but I'm not one of those people. So if you ever catch me at the end of one of my videos hitting, thanks for watching, guys, blah, 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 take me out back and shoot me in the head. Take me out back. That's not me no more.
Yeah, yeah,
Stand
yeah.
up, you know?
That's a shell of his former self.
Yeah,
Uh,
bro. Like,
but
no
yeah,
shade
of
on
course,
anyone.
of course. It's all love. But like you were saying, it's just like pumping out those songs every week or every other week and whatnot. Kind of falls back into the thing where just like it almost feels like people do that because they have to, because it's like, oh, they
Mm,
have to like stay within the algorithm. Because let's be real here. If you're making a living off of like content creation, music, whatever, your life revolves around the infamous algorithm.
100%.
And so people, I feel like a lot of people, and like I said, this is no shade, but I feel like a lot of people just make music just for the sake of just putting things out there. And you can kind of hear, like a lot of times, and like I said, no shade, but you can kind of hear it, right? Where it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, this song this isn't the greatest, whatever, but at least it's something out there where you can keep it in the algorithm. But I enjoy, what I enjoy is I enjoy people, like as much as I was kind of giving you crap about like, oh, your lack of drops and stuff like that. I genuinely enjoy it that way, because like, yeah, would I like to consume more Golden EMP content? Yes, 100%. I'm not gonna fucking turn it down. That's for damn sure. But it's almost just like it makes it more special when that time comes. And you could definitely tell, because like I said, with like for example, your Baldur's Gate rap, that was like your first song in what, 6-ish months, 8 months. Okay, so yeah, 8 months. So in that,
to be fair, real quick, that is Baldur's Gate's fault. Like, I bought that game with the intention of, see, the thing I was just complaining about, I bought that game with the intention of using it. I was going to play the game, digest it, write a song, put it out. The game was so fucking good.
Oh, dude,
that it took me so fucking long to finish it. Then I was like, I've got to write a song. Because I finally was invested, but I was like 5 months late.
But I feel that because Baldur's Gate was so fun. But it's just like for the people like Jonald, for people like yourself, where they kind of drop. They don't really have like a set schedule and how they drop, but you kind of just drop whenever you get something ready and when something inspires you to make a song. And I feel like those are my favorite songs because, like I said, you could just like there's just something different about them. Like there's more. Like I can feel like there's more that went into it, and I'm not saying that like the people who drop weekly songs and stuff like that, they're not putting that same kind of energy into it. But it's just like
I have no doubt people like DPS and Fable and Divide absolutely murder themselves making music.
Of course, but it's just
they were hard workers, but I couldn't do that.
Oh yeah, of course, and it's.
I'd die.
But just like having that and building that kind of like anticipation, like you said, it was like 8 months since you dropped, since before you dropped that Baldur's Gate rap. So it was just like that 8 months. Everybody's kind of waiting. It's like, okay, what is GoldenEMP gonna drop next? And then it kind of builds that anticipation. It makes it more exciting that for the next time you do drop. I don't know. That's just the kind of way that I like it, where it's just like there's pros and cons of doing it either way, but.
Yeah, like even if we're talking growth, like my videos didn't do so well when I was inactive.
Yeah.
But I gained the most subscribers I ever have during that 8 months. I gained like over 1,000 subscribers, not dropping a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Maybe there were bots. Maybe I just made lots of fake accounts. But
it's just like one of those things. It's just like it's all depend. Like I said. Just because I enjoy it, that doesn't mean everybody. Maybe some people like the music that people put out on a weekly basis. I mean, I do, but it's just like I like it when people like that build an anticipation and when people make time to like flesh out a track and put more of themselves into it, because those are just the tracks that I find myself enjoying the most. So that's what like I said, that's why I like you. And like I said, I know I've been giving you crap about lack of drops and stuff like that, and I'll continue to do that because that's who I am.
Good. I need it.
But it's just like I do appreciate that fact that people just make music because they want to make music and not because of like they're trying to appease an algorithm or anything like that. So
at the end of the day, I feel like us as a community, whether you're an artist, a reactor, or just someone that just checks the songs out, you're a listener.
Yep.
I think we're so incredibly lucky that like a fandom that you're a part of, say if you're just a Dragon Ball fan or something, that you've got all this new content coming in every other week. Like it is fantastic. Have I got the fucking brain power to do that though myself?
Yeah, and it's like it's not for everybody too. Like there's some people who thrive. Like Jonald has thrived on not necessarily having like a set schedule, but just releasing when he can have time to like fully flesh out a song or whatever. And he does really well at it. So it's you don't have to always do those weekly, bi-weekly stuff, whatever. Drop a track whenever you're ready to drop a track. And it can easily do just as well. I like seeing like the different perspectives and stuff like that from an artist standpoint of how they approach and stuff like that. But I did, yeah, no, it's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it at all. But I will say, and it's just like, and it's also comes to the point where it's just like it's almost like some people like in nerdcore are like spoiled too because they're so used to getting drops on a weekly basis, and it's just like so if people go 2 weeks without a new Rustage song, people don't know what to do with themselves because it's like Rustage normally drops blah blah blah. It's just like, dude, can you imagine? And like I said, this is no shade to Rustage, but imagine if Rustage had like a month or 2 months to flesh out one song. That I can't imagine what Rustage would be able to do in that time.
I reckon it would be so disgustingly good. I feel
Absolutely.
like I love. Well, see, I don't want to just sit here and like lie. I really enjoy Rustage's music.
Of course.
He's got some of my favorite songs in the scene.
Yeah.
But his pen to me is the most dangerous part about his game.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
Rustage's pen, in my opinion, is unrivaled. I don't think anyone writes as good as Rustage. However, if Rustage ever watches this, there is one thing I've got to say. Why did you rhyme expert and Jenga? Why did you do that?
Why do I feel like I know what you're talking about? What track is that?
That is Fable's Zorro song.
That's what it is. Okay, I was like, I feel like I've heard those specific words from Rustage before. Where have I heard that?
So fantastic, but
absolutely.
That one bar has always taken me out. Like, I'm in there. I'm in the bag with Rustage. You know, he's like rapping away and he's killing it. And then he goes Jenga, and I'm like, what?
And it's crazy because this goes back like that's funny that you say that because people with an accent can kind of get away with a lot more things in terms of like what's being rhymed with because with how like for example people from the UK obviously with the British accent the way that they enunciate things like they can kind of get away with some of those different like with rhyming words that people with like an American accent can't really get away with because our lack of
the same way though. Like for there's a lot of things that the American guys can do that we can't.
Of course. But I will say, so I don't know if you remember, but I took to Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. And I was just like, hey, I'm gonna begin GoldenEMP on this, right? On the Peep Lounge. And I was like, hey, do you have any topics or questions that you wanted asked, right? And
all two of my bot accounts replied.
Damn, that's crazy. But I will say I didn't get no questions, but I did get a comment from somebody, and they're actually a homie, and you responded to it. But so I don't know if you remember, but I just want to put it out into the public because I feel like it's a wholesome moment. But this comes from Laszlo 1K. And he was like, not a question, but I love his song Neon Lights. It helped me go through some tough times, and I wanted to use this moment to express my appreciation for him for making that track. How does that make you feel hearing that and hearing how much your music has touched people and like that emotional and mental standpoint? Because that connection between artist and listener, like emotionally, if they can find some sort of connection. Honestly, I feel like there's nothing better if you can find like an artist like that.
I think this all goes back to like what I meant, like writing songs where you're actually putting yourself in it as well, like expressing yourself. So like if I write a song that someone resonates with like that, then it's like then of course I appreciate the fact that they find something in it because that just to me means that we've been in the same place or we are in the same place. And I feel like it's really hard for people nowadays to really talk about their problems. you know.
Oh, of course, of
So,
course.
so if someone can listen to one of my songs and that gives them something, that's the best feeling in the world, right?
Yeah,
God bless and all that.
of course, of course. And shout out to Laszlo, man, for opening up about that too. Because like I said, if you can find an artist that like you can like emotionally connect with, whether it's just a couple of songs or kind of like that, you kind of resonate with like their entire like character or as a person, whatever. Like I said, there's just nothing better because music is one of those outlets where it's just like, um, it can speak for you if you necessarily can't really speak for yourself almost. Because like I said, I feel like a lot of people nowadays have a hard time expressing their emotions, and they kind of just keep everything kind of like bottled up. So having like I said, music is one of those outlets where like you can connect with somebody, and even though it's like you and Laszlo might not know each other personally, but it's like you still have that connection of like similarity and uh just that emotional connection because of the music, because obviously you made the music for a reason because you felt a certain way, and somebody else resonated that same song, so that connection um there's I feel like there's nothing greater than having that kind of feeling. And I know I can't speak from an artist standpoint, but I can imagine how it feels as an artist seeing people really connect with the art form and that their music that they're creating, and kind of it I feel like it would be one of those kind of things that it's almost like humbling a little bit,
Mm.
because it's just like you said, especially people in nerdcore, just like they're not incredibly big artists, and like their names aren't as prominent as most people, but the fact that it can still touch somebody in the way that it does, like I said, I just feel like it's a humbling experience. And so I want to say shout out to you, like I said, for just being an incredible artist.
Thank you,
But
sir.
but yeah, no, I've definitely felt, because I'm not gonna lie, listening to some of your songs, dude, I kind of felt uh
You want to
like I
cry?
can. Hey, no, you're not gonna get me to cry on camera. Absolutely not. But it's just like I can kind of see myself in some of the songs that are being made, and like I said, those are some like the best tracks for me when I can kind of put myself in those shoes, as well. So like I said, shout out to you. That's incredibly dope. And it's just like music is just such a good. It's a good thing for the world. It's just a good thing for the world. We had to get a little wholesome there for a moment, but
Oh yeah, yeah. You got to bring it down to that humanity level, you know.
of course, of course. But what else? What else? What else? Let me refer to my cheat. Honestly, I don't know if I have anything more for you, Mister EMP. I think that is
We
all.
smashed it. We
If,
we smashed it.
dude, this was an absolute blast. Like I said, thank you for taking time out of your busy day. I know you're incredibly busy dropping music and all that, but uh,
How many times, Dave? How many times?
no, but no, and with all due respect, like I said, I respect everything that you do. Keep
Thank you,
doing
sir.
you.
You too.
But
Likewise.
but what I like to do at the end of all of these is I like to take some time, tell us where to find you, tell us what you got coming up, all that jazz. Tell us, let us know. Put self promo yourself a little bit. Like what do you got going on? Where can we find you? Where can the people at home who might not be
Um,
familiar with find you?
I'm assuming this is how inactive I am. On everything, I should just be Golden EMP.
Okay.
All one word. Um, what have I got going on? IRL, I'm training for an event. It's called High Rocks. So I'm in incredible shape right now.
Dude,
Um,
he can crush me with the slides, bro, and I would not complain. I mean, I didn't say that on public. I swear to God, I didn't
I
say that
haven't
in
finished
public.
the beard off yet, Dean. Slow down. Let me get to it. Um, Other than that, realistically, it's just adapting to being a dad. Really, like that. I'm trying
Absolutely.
to new music
And
coming
congrats, by
soon.
the way. Congrats, by the way.
Thank you again. I'm hoping. Let me check. I'm hoping that I'll have a song by the end of the month out.
I like how you
Hoping.
checked your watch. It's like, yeah, I can see myself dropping a song by the end of the month.
Yeah. Well, I was making sure it was June. I was like, yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to say it with it being like May 31st or something, you know.
Oh shoot.
That's how incredibly busy I am, guys.
Oh, of course, incredibly busy.
I don't even know what day it is.
He's being incredibly busy being dad of the year.
Oh, dang, stop. Dad of the year, vibiest guy in Nerdcore.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Stop sleeping. But
no.
But yeah, no, shout out to, like I said, shout out to GoldenEMP. If for some reason you guys are watching this episode and you guys aren't familiar with GoldenEMP, first off, zoom in again, future me. What the fuck are you doing? Respectfully and disrespectfully, of course. But because like I said, GoldenEMP, I cannot speak highly enough for this dude. Like, there's a bunch of talented artists within Nerdcore, and this is no shade to any one of them. But GoldenEMP, like, his music is definitely like it'll be different for a lot of people from what you might be used to. But I promise you, if you give it a chance and you like being like more, like I said, emotionally charged stuff, there's plenty of that. If you just like more laid back and kind of vibey stuff too, that'll be right up your alley as well. Like I said, I give him the nickname of the Vibe Master Sensei for a reason.
If you really enjoy cycling or driving, bang on some GoldenEMP and let my sweet silky voice take you away.
Oh, dude, I need an ASMR video of you just like softly whispering in my ear. I didn't see that.
I've been chewing gum this entire time, so
thankfully, the mic didn't pick that up.
Yes.
But
I was worried.
Yeah. So shout out like I said, shout out to EMP, and like I said, if you guys aren't familiar, go check him out. Go show all of his music some love, and because like I said, I can't speak highly enough of dude. And if you guys don't check out every single one of it, I mean every single one of them, there's not much. So I know I say this for every artist that pops on here, you got to check out their entire catalog. I promise you, GoldenEMP's catalog is going to be a lot easier to get through. I promise you. So
less than an hour, I believe.
If you say that you don't have enough time, you're lying. And if you guys don't check it out, I'm in your walls and I will find you. But like I said, GoldenEMP, thank you for willing to be a part of this. This was super dope. I'm kind of glad because I feel like I'm the first person to kind of get GoldenEMP out of like the little hidey hole and it's just like you said before we went. I can't remember if we were recording or not, but you kind of just like you're almost like a recluse a little bit. Like you're around, but you don't appear very often. So it's just like the fact that I was able to get you out of your hidey hole, I feel like a man completed a mission, and I was finally able to get the elusive GoldenEMP.
I'm like Vegeta catching a dub in Dragon Ball. I'm just so
oh, dude, you didn't have to do Vegeta. You didn't have to.
Oh, where is he? He's back here. The best guy in the world. Look at him.
You got the anime figure, but no, shout out to
just him.
Is that the only figure you got?
Him in a freezer back there. Yeah.
Oh, of course you had to get the freezer. Yeah, of course you had to get the freezer. But again, thank you, Mr. EMP, for being a part of this. It was super dope to be able to pick your brain and kind of BS a little bit and kind of have a little fun. And I hope you had fun in your own right. But with that being said, guys, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Peep Lounge. Make sure you guys comment down below who you guys want to see on a future episode. I'll try my best to make it happen. But until next time, chat, make sure you guys are staying safe, taking care of yourself, tell a loved one that you love them, because at the end of the day, you never know in this crazy thing that we call life. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Peace.